Okay, good morning, Facebook. Good morning, good morning. Coming back around from being totally shocked. I gotta tell you. So I decided to do this Facebook Live because I've been making a lot of comments about the Kobe Bryant, his passing untimely, and this whole Gayle King interview and all of that. So I decided that this would be the last time I'm going to speak on it, and I'm going to do it in one-stop shop because I'm posting the same thing to different posts, and it's, let me just do this. Okay, so any and everybody that knows me knows I love me some Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is, we're not going to go there because I'm trying to keep my emotion out of this as I say this. But I know he's not without fault. So we're just going to put that disclaimer out there. This whole Gayle King interview thing. One of my Facebook connections suggested that I didn't watch it that I didn't watch the entire interview. And so I did. Because I did watch the entire interview. And I watched it with an open mind because she titled this interview, Remembering a Legend. So anything about Kobe, I have been just engulfed in it because I wanted to celebrate his life, legacy, and mourn the untimely death of him. Okay. I did not... Okay, first she prefaced this beginning of this conversation by saying, some think that the rape allegations from 2003 is a tarnish on his legacy. And then she asked Lisa, do you think it's a tarnish on his legacy? The first thing, I don't know if anyone is really saying that other than some of the racist people that felt like it happened, that really didn't pay attention to the case and the details of the case. But I hadn't seen anyone at her platform level reference this rape case to say it could be tarnishing his legacy or does it tarnish or whatever. Okay, but be that as it may. She asked Lisa. Lisa said, no, I don't think it tarnished his legacy at all. At that moment, I felt like Gayle should have stopped it because she knew if she was Gayle is an award-winning, journalist of integrity is what we believe. So she should have saw how uncomfortable Lisa Leslie was with that line of questioning. So she should have stopped. But she didn't. She kept going. And my issue with that is when Lisa told you no, she didn't think it tarnished his legacy, you kept going. Lisa said, well, I would be in the club with Kobe. Kobe wasn't that guy. He wasn't the guy that would say, go bring that girl over here or have that girl come over here. And then Gayle goes, well, you wouldn't have seen that or you wouldn't have known that or something she said. Basically saying, oh, it happened, but you just wouldn't have seen it. So with that, I can say Gayle is dead wrong for that. Was she wrong for the initial question asking would the 2003 allegation tarnish his legacy? No. But because she kept digging, she's dead wrong. And I stand by that because from a viewer perspective, removing my emotion from it, what it sounds like, listening to that entire interview, it sounded like Gayle believed Kobe was guilty of rape, got away with it, and she was trying to convince Lisa that he was guilty of rape. That's what it sounded like. If you're going to bring up the 2003 allegation, you have to bring it all up. You just can't pick and choose the pieces that you want to come up. So if you're going to bring up this rape allegation and say, well, the reason the trial ended because the girl wouldn't testify because she was receiving death threats. She was receiving death threats from the moment she filed the charge. So let's just go back to this because I remember this because this is my boy, remember? So I remember this very well. This chick wasn't even working at that center, the rehabilitation center that night. She knew he was coming and she went there. She took whatever it is that she took from the desk to go to his room. That's one. Two, you have a moment with him. He fell weakness, wanted a nut. It is what it is. It happened. Three, you leave that room and go have sex with multiple guys after that, but you are raped by Kobe. Okay. And then you go to a party and brag about the size of his penis. Not rape victim behavior. But okay, everybody handles it differently. The reason I think she dropped this wasn't because of death threats. I think she dropped it because she had played a card on the stand. They had shown just the type of girl that this was and what her actions were. And the fact that she had all of this stuff in her, this event, because she had sex with multiple men after him and bragged about his penis or whatever, you exposed yourself to make you look like you, okay, maybe you really didn't get raped by him. Maybe you had a moment or whatever. I think someone got in her ear and told her, okay, he's a millionaire, you can get some money, go after the money and cry rape. But I don't think she thought the public was going to respond the way they did with her behavior after this alleged rape. So with Gayle bringing up the 2003 allegation, you should have brought it all up. You should have brought up the fact that, okay, well, not only was the charge dropped because she refused to testify, let's look at the details of it, of all of her erratic behavior after this event took place. And then you made it look like you were trying to convince Lisa that he was guilty. Gayle, you were dead wrong for that. And I'm going to tell you a big problem I have with you, and this is something I put on a post with someone else. You didn't say anything about Les Moonves, whatever his name is, your old boss at CBS. You haven't got any of those people together to talk about his legacy and the sexual allegations. You haven't done anything about Harvey Weinstein, nor have you done anything about Charlie Sheen or Kevin Spacey. All these white men who has been proven to have violated women in a sexual way, and you have not said a word. But Kobe, you want to go in when it's a moment to celebrate his death. Had he been guilty, I would understand you doing this. I honestly would. But because he wasn't, you should have left that all the way alone. And you made it seem like you were trying to convince Lisa. Now, I think you had such a big interview with R. Kelly, and you had such a moment with him, and the black, community rallied around you and thought you did well or whatever. And I think you thought you were going to get that same type of reaction. Now, do I think you deserve death threats? No, I don't. I don't wish bad on you. Do you deserve to be called out your name? No. But now you're trying to spin it to blame it on the CBS by saying, if I had saw just that clip, I would feel like you do. Sweetie, it's not just the clip. It's the whole interview that you control the narrative of. So it doesn't matter that clip was put out there first. The whole interview, had the whole interview been put out there first, it would have been the same reaction because of the questioning that you were doing. You went too far, and instead of sitting back blaming the network saying that they did something to make you look bad and didn't tell you about it and blah, 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 you need to take accountability for your actions and say, you know what, I overstepped. His family is still grieving. He was not guilty or proven to be guilty of that rape. And your opinion can be what it is. But the fact that remains that you took this to a different level to add more pain to the grieving that the world is experiencing because of his untimely death. Now, I will say this to you, Gayle. I don't know if you'll see this or if someone will tell you about it, but you owe that man's family a big apology. And you owe Lisa Leslie a big apology because what you did was dead wrong. Dead wrong. Now, you're this award-winning journalist and you have this integrity and these morals and this Oprah has come to your defense or whatever. Let's see you do some interviews like that with some live white men that have been proven to have violated these women. And then the circle question is going to come back around. When Kobe was alive, they talked about his legacy when he retired. Why didn't you do any interviews with people about that or either say something about it then? You said absolutely nothing. So it makes it look like you just being a big coward, that you're going to try to pounce on his death to say something about this as if you have right. Gayle, you dead wrong for this. And you need to apologize to him, his family, his fans. You need to apologize and stop sitting back playing the victim because you put yourself in this position. You had the narrative of that interview and you chose to take it down this rabbit hole and you thought you were going to get the reaction that you got from that R. Kelly interview, and it didn't work out that way. So I'm done with it. I'm not going to speak on you anymore. But I will say that it would be nice, since you want to speak about people's legacies that have passed, it would be nice if you mention the white men and actually interview some people who've been impacted by this white man. Because I'm going to tell you, I truly think, had you not gotten the backlash that you've gotten from Black Twitter and Black America for this line of questioning, it would have not surprised me had you went to that victim and tried to get her to do an interview about him now that he's gone. That's just the type of path I think you were on, because you're trying to have a big moment. And I think you're dead wrong for that. I understand. When you do stuff wrong, people are always going to remember. I go back to Halifax, Virginia, and there's not a person in there that knew me from back in the day will not bring up my past. However, I was guilty of my past. So I accept that. I put it out there. I own my shit. It is what it is. It's out there and people see it. But for him, he wasn't guilty. And you don't know that anything. You just taking her word, but then you're going to dismiss all the evidence that she herself put out there and was found about her was sleeping with multiple men right after him and bragging about his penis size. You just dismissed all of that to just, make it look like he was guilty. And you were dead wrong for that. So I'm going to say this to you the last time, Gayle. Like I said, I don't know if you'll see this video or if someone will actually share it with you or tell you about it. You were wrong and you owe an apology. Were you wrong for asking? Let me preface this again, because I don't want anybody saying, Victor, you accused her, blah, blah. I'm accusing her. I'm saying she was within her right to ask Lisa the question. Do you think the rape allegation from 2003, although I don't know why she would bring that up, but be that as it may, you brought it up. You were within your right to ask, do you think that allegation will tarnish his legacy? But when Lisa answered you, you should have backed off and let it go. But no, you kept going. And so you were trying to show her that in your mind, you felt like he was guilty and you wanted to show her that. Because you were just so inappropriate. I just hope one day nothing like this ever happens to any of your children, because maybe then you'll see the pain and emotion that you added to the pain we were already feeling because of his untimely death. I'm done with it. Like I said, I'm done. Peace out.